Yeah, I don't think they'll have to make him fall in love with the game again. I think we saw in the World Cup a little bit of what he can do, and he certainly played better for Portugal than he has played for Atletico Madrid. He's not a player that can play anywhere, and Simeone loves players who will change positions several times in games, and who will always give up, their own interests, if you like, for the better of the team. And he's not that sort of player. You have to play him in a specific role. He needs to be behind a front man. He needs to be playing off somebody, and preferably centrally. He's not. He can't really play wide, or if he is playing wide, then his finishing position will always be central. So if Chelsea can make that work, as I understand it, and I haven't seen a great deal of Chelsea this season, they don't really have a target man centre forward. So that remains a problem, because João Félix is certainly not that, and he's not an orthodox winger who'll hug the touchline. But if you get him in those areas off of a front man, and the rare occasions when Atletico Madrid have played Morata at centre forward and they played João Félix and Griezmann just behind him, and those three have linked up, he's been excellent. So if you get the best out of him, he's a really good player. The version we're getting from Atletico Madrid, and we have to remember that the version you get from the English club and the version you get from the Spanish club is very often different. And you have to try and make sense of it and decide who you believe. But here they're talking about 11 million euros to take him for the second half of the season, and also paying half his wages. His wages aren't particularly high, actually, considering the money he cost in the transfer market. I think he's gross around 7 million euros. So that may be not a problem, but it is an eye-opener, the loan fee that's certainly being talked about here. It's important for him, and it's important for Atletico Madrid as well, because his value goes lower and lower with every passing week. It's not the great relationship between him and Diego Simeone. The club have been very honest about that, and they need him to go somewhere, play really well, so that if nothing else, at the end of the season, if they do end up selling him, they'll get something close to the 127 million, which was a club record at the time, still a club record, fee that they spent for him. And he needs it as well, because he's just not playing and he's not enjoying his football. And I think one of the big advantages of this deal, from Chelsea's point of view, is that they're going to get a player who will be super motivated, because he needs to put his career back on track. He'll be delighted to get away from, as he sees it, the shackles of Simeone. Relations maybe not be great with some of the senior players at Atletico as well, because they know that he wants to leave, and it's not good to have someone around the place who wants to leave. He ducked out of a couple of recent cup games and then was fit again to play in the league, so that's not gone down particularly well. So he needs a fresh start, and I think Chelsea will be getting someone who's super motivated to play well for the rest of the season.